You've probably heard of the analogy, give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. Well, that's kind of the way it is with fitness, because there's so much information online that's always conflicting. No one, especially as beginners, knows what to do or where to start. You just have all this information. Everyone's given you these fish, but no one's teaching you how to fish, and you're so confused because you always feel like something is wrong. And that's the experience for most people. Like that was it. That was how it was for me. That was how it was for like basically everyone that I know. They always needed some guidance, and they always needed to learn the principles of weightlifting, but so that they could actually make progress and know what they were doing with intention. Being given all this conflicting information and you don't know where to start or what to do, you're never be able to put something together to actually stick to and make progress and commit to, because you don't have the principles and the base to build off of and grow that program and grow your progress and grow your physique. I'm Rowan. I'm 17 years old. I've been lifting for a little over 2 years now. At 16 years old, at about 163 pounds body weight, I hit 315 on bench.
Push, push, push! Oh my God!
I'll put up my progress on screen. This is where I started, right here. This is where I am right now. I've gained a lot of weight. I've bulked up. I'm currently trying to lean out a little bit right now. And I would say I've made a lot of progress, especially for being 17. Hitting 315 when you're 16 years old after only a year and a half of lifting is that's pretty impressive. So I would say that I have some sort of, general knowledge on lifting. I don't want to like make it seem that I actually know fully what I'm talking about, right? This channel, I'm making this channel literally just to give the information that helped me, get stronger and put on muscle. That's it. I'm not saying that any of this is correct, any of it's 100% right. I'm just saying this is exactly what I did. This is what I grew off of, and I'm trying to help other people, around my age, maybe older or whatever, get the same results, and maybe give them some advice that I've learned and show them what I've done to make all the progress that I have. But yeah, if you're the kind of person you're trying to get into lifting, or maybe you've been super on and off, I don't blame you. I mean, it feels like there's always some sort of like self-criticism that you have if you've been skipping the gym, you haven't been consistent. But I honestly don't blame you, because no one has ever taught you the actual principles and actual base you need to build and knowledge you need to have before you actually get into the gym and actually start being consistent and making progress. Because everything online is like, oh, do this. You see so much like BS on Instagram or whatever. Just everything is just bad, not necessarily bad advice. It's just no one is actually giving you the ideas and guidelines. Sorry, my puppy that just got is coming upstairs. No one is actually giving you the ideas and guidelines that are going to help you actually build something that suits yourself. You can follow something that someone else did, but no one else is going to have the same starting point and same situation as you. So if you are able to learn the principles and the guidelines and the base of lifting and the knowledge to have, so that you can start customizing your program for yourself, and you can start being consistent and actually enjoying the gym, that is going to make a world of a difference. I'm going to just be sharing like the rules and the guidelines that you need to know, so that you can actually build off of that and be consistent and sort of put together your own program. I'm gonna talk about the most important parts of lifting, what exercises to choose, and rest days, all the most important stuff that literally, it's just the essential. It's all you need to know to actually start being consistent and start being able to rely on a certain program. Yeah, the most important thing when it comes to lifting is training hard and being consistent. Lifting and training is the only thing that is actually going to make you progress. I was talking to a friend about this earlier. He's not really super consistent in the gym, and he was talking about how he needs to, I need to fix this part of my diet, and I need to fix this part of my recovery, before he even acknowledges that he just needs to be more consistent in lifting and start, putting in that base level of work. It doesn't matter what exercises you do. If you are just able to make it into the gym 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever you want to do, and train hard and be consistent, that's all you need to do to grow. Because you can have the perfect diet, if you're not training, you're not going to grow. You can have the best recovery in the world. You could be getting the best, most optimized sleep. You could be investing thousands upon thousands of dollars into, the right foods, the right recovery stuff. But if you aren't training, you're not going to grow. Training is the most important part of lifting and of making progress. And the thing that comes second to that, if you're not being consistent, you're not going to trigger your body, you're not going to trigger your muscles to actually start growing. Now the part that most people get confused on is exercise selection, right? There's so many exercises, everyone online is telling you different things. It's like 10 out of 10 bicep exercise, 10 out of 10 shoulder exercise, and it's just like someone laying down on a bench with a couple cables. And there's all these complicated things that are causing you confusion and causing you to wonder, what exercises do I need to do? There is no one correct exercise, right? There's almost every single exercise will build you muscle if you train hard, obviously, you're consistent with it, and you progressive overload with it, and it has a decent amount of range of motion. So we already covered, training hard, consistency, that's a given, most important part of lifting. Progressive overload is just as important. Basically, I'm sure you've heard what that is. Everyone says it online, progressive overload. Basically, all it is doing more weight or more reps than you did last week. Ignore what everyone else says. Just try every single week, do more weight or do more reps than you did last week. That's all that matters. You are going to, that is progressive overload, because you are progressively overloading your muscles with either more weight or more reps. That's all that matters. But the way this intertwines with exercises is because some exercises are more easily progressive overloadable. One second, my puppy's getting into the trash. All right. Anyways, some exercises are more progressive overloadable than others. Okay, so for example, dumbbell lateral raises. Dumbbells at most gyms, there's some gyms, this new gym opened up in town, their dumbbells go up by 2.5 pounds, which is actually really nice. Most gyms, they only go up by 5-pound increments. So it'll go like 5-pound dumbbells, 10-pound dumbbells, 15-pound dumbbells, 20, so on. So the thing with dumbbell lateral raises is, 5 pounds is a big jump, especially for your shoulders. It's an exercise most people are typically pretty weak on. I only do like 25s or 30s. I started out only doing like 10s. So it is definitely hard to progressive overload on that by weight. But what you can do is you can just try to add more reps. If you're stuck at 15 pounds, you're doing, say, 7 reps. You've been doing that for the past 1 or 2 weeks. Just try to force yourself. Even if you have to swing a little bit, you have to swing your body. There's nothing wrong necessarily using bad form like that. Just do that to get those couple extra reps in. It's not going to hurt you. It's that nudge that you need to give yourself to progressive overload it. My puppy's back. But another, better exercise that might be more progressive overload is a machine lateral raise in that context, because, our machine lateral raise, it goes up to like 250 pounds or something, 10-pound increments. It's a lot more easy to, manage even those 10-pound increments, because you have the little tiny adjustable sliders that are like 5 pounds. So you can go up by 5 pounds, but that's, 5 pounds spread out between 2 arms with pulleys and stuff. So it's actually a lot more, smaller weight increments. So that is an exercise that is more easily progressive overloadable. Another one, like squats, you can always add, say you did like 135 last week, you can add a 2.5 on each side, go up to 140, progressive overload. There you go. Because barbell exercises, free weight exercises, you can add those weight plates, and they definitely help with at smaller increments, help with progressive overload a little bit, because it is a very slow process. At least it can seem. Over time you start to realize, oh dang, this is going really fast. But yeah, that's really all that you need to really focus on for progressive overload, is exercises that are sort of easier to progressive overload, not stuff that is insanely, just going to be insanely hard, exercises that have super large increments that are really hard to get more reps in. But if you can, like for example, dumbbell lateral raises, give yourself a little bit of swing if you're stuck. Same thing with bicep curls or something. All right, next, important thing about exercise selection is the range of motion. Typically, you want a good range of motion. But we don't really do things like that are super science-based, just because I'll get to that actually at the end and explain that a little bit more in depth. But yeah, you still want to choose an exercise that has good range of motion. If there's a chest press machine at your gym that's like it stops you like right here, and then there's no point. You do want that range of motion. If you're literally just going like this, I don't know if you can see, if you're literally just going like this, that's not the best exercise. I mean, I would say just find one that has more range of motion, or do dumbbell press or something like that. If you can get a deeper stretch, go for it. That's great. It doesn't hurt. Now, the most important part of exercise selection, I kind of already mentioned it before, is just having fun and choosing fun exercises that you like to do. If you find the science-based lifting stuff more fun, the crazy exercises, the stuff that isn't really conventional, go for it. Whatever. If you want to do that and you're training hard, that's great. If someone else finds more conventional style lifting, or maybe powerlifting more fun, go in there and do that. Last main sort of principle of lifting that I haven't mentioned yet is just frequency and rest days. It's kind of a given, take like 1 to 2 rest days a week. We have a weird split where it's not like set to certain days of the week. It's just like a 4-day cycle, and we just repeat the cycle forever and ever and ever. And whatever day it is, like whatever day a certain workout lands on, or a certain gym day lands on, we just hit it. It's not like Monday is chest day, Tuesday is leg day, whatever, so on and so forth. It's like whatever day it is, hit that. If it's a rest day, take a rest day. After that rest day, we go back to the cycle again. We try to take 1 to 2 rest days a week. That's the way our sort of split is set up. I will link our program in the description of the video. But yeah, onto frequency. Try to hit each muscle group twice a week. And we hit it pretty hard. We only do about 6 sets per muscle group per workout, which that to some people who are like into science-based stuff, that might sound a little bit crazy, but because we train so hard, it works well with our recovery. Obviously, it makes us progress. We usually try to start the workout with the muscle group we're trying to prioritize. So if we're benching, if it's a bench day, we start with bench. Body is fully rested. Warm up, get to benching, we're done, then we go hit back. I've already mentioned this so many times. I think it's arguably the most important thing, because if you're having fun in the gym, you are going to be pushing yourself to some extent. You're going to be consistent, because if you're having fun, you're going to want to be there. So many people have a hard time with having fun, right? It seems like a chore to so many people. Biggest thing you need to do is just start going, and it will eventually just become a habit. It'll become a lifestyle, become part of your life, where it's like you feel weird if you're skipping the gym. But ways to make it more fun: 1, get a gym bro. Been working out with my friend Jovi. I've been working out with him for like a year and a half or something, and it honestly has made progress so much faster. It's made everything more enjoyable, because it's just social, right? Humans are social creatures. We want to be around other people, and working hard towards something with someone else who's also very consistent on a very similar level to you, maybe even higher, will help you push yourself. You'll have more fun. It doesn't have to be serious. We're in there. We're lifting hard. We're training hard. We're pushing ourselves, but we're also goofing around, having fun. Being teenagers. Even if you can't find a gym bro, just if you see someone, most teenagers nowadays are in the gym at some point or another. If you see someone from school that at the gym, you don't even have to have a conversation. Just go dap him up, go say what's up, ask him what he's hitting. That way you can make more friends. Then if you guys start seeing each other more, then you can meet more of his friends that also go to the gym, and it just becomes a huge network. You start meeting a ton of people, make it so much more social. And that's honestly a big part of it, is just making it more of a social experience rather than making it a chore. Another big thing, I know people that don't listen to music in the gym, which is honestly crazy to me, because music is such a great tool that you can use to sort of get yourself in the right mental state and get yourself to push yourself harder. To listen to music that you love in the gym really makes it more of an enjoyable experience, because it's another aspect of the gym that you get to go there and enjoy while you're there pushing yourself hard, talking to people and that just creates so much more depth to the experience, rather than just sitting there listening to the crappy gym music that no one wants to listen to. Obviously, choosing exercises that you find fun, music, and being social. Anyways, that's the principles of lifting. Probably a long video. I'm going to cut it down to as short as I possibly can. I plan on making more of these videos. The next video I will probably going to make a video about benching and how I got my bench up. I'm no power lifter. I just went in there, had fun with benching, and eventually blew up. Probably make a video on that. More videos on exercises. Make sure to post our program in the description. Lots of value there. You can probably just follow that for a while, see how it works, use these principles that I taught you here to change it around. Do more exercise that you find more fun, whatever you have in your gym. And yeah, that's all that I have for this video. Make sure like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff if you found it valuable. But I'll be making more of these videos. Just try to help as many people as I can, get more people in the gym, and get people more fit, because that is a very important thing. And I would say in life is just staying healthy. Even if you're not jacked, even if you can't bench a ton, squat a ton, deadlift a ton, whatever it is, if you're in the gym consistently and you're training, you're gonna make progress and you're gonna be healthier. Anyways, that's all I have for the video, boys. Have a good one.